Hey friend, welcome back to a new episode of the Leading Yourself podcast. Last week, we talked about the habits that hold us back, the ones that quietly keep us stuck. And you know me, I believe every coin has two sides, which means if there are habits that are holding us back, there also are habits that can lift us up. So today we're flipping that coin and I'm sharing 7 super simple habits that can transform your day. Not months from now, but in just a matter of days. Think of these as micro shifts, not major life overhauls, habits that can wave into your routines without adding extra hours, but that can create real clarity, energy, and momentum. Are you ready? Let's dive in. You know me, I am so much a fan of habits. And last week, I probably left
Welcome
you with
to the
a
Leading
bad
Yourself
taste in your mouth
podcast. This is
around
your host,
habits.
Carolina
We
de
were
Riva.
talking about
I'm an
habits
HR
that are
professional,
holding
coach,
you
wife,
back.
mom, and above all
So I
things, a
wanted to
goal-getter.
flip that coin
In this
this
podcast,
week
we're going
to
to be
share with
digging
you
into all
habits that
things
can
leadership, professional and
completely
career
lift
development,
your day
habits, and
and
relationships. This is
create
a podcast
clarity
for
and
those who
energy
want
and
to become the
momentum. Things
best
that
version
are
of
easy,
themselves.
that don't
Those who
take
have
a
big
ton of
dreams and are
time,
willing to
that you
embrace
can
the journey and
incorporate
put in the
into your
work to
day,
achieve them. My
that
goal is to
will
share with
really
you the
change and
tools,
elevate
tips, and
your
tricks
day.
to help you in your
So with
journey.
no further
let's
ado,
dig
let's
in
jump
into
in because
today's
we have 7
episode.
things to talk about. Okay, let's start with one of the most powerful and maybe the hardest shift of all. The first 30-minute rule. What is the 30-minute rule? Well, here's the deal. Whatever you do in those first 30 minutes after waking up sets the tone for your entire day. I firmly believe that. For years, my mornings look like this. The alarm will go off, I will grab my phone, and immediately I'm in my inbox. Or I'm on Instagram or scrolling headlines. I told myself I was being productive, that I was getting ahead by answering messages before my feet even hit the floor. But what was really happening, I was handing over my mind, my energy, and my priorities to other people's agendas. Before I even had coffee, I was reacting instead of leading. And that reactive energy, it followed me through the day. Here's what I've learned. When you start your day with distraction, you carry distraction through your day. When you start your day with intention, you carry intention through your day. So now I protect those 30 minutes, those very first 30 minutes, like my life depends on it. And honestly, it doesn't need to be glamorous. I do have a morning routine that I've shared with you many times, and I probably do to an update on morning routines because you know how big I am on mine. But being honest, it doesn't have to be glamorous. It can be sitting in silence, taking 5 deep breaths, or stretching while your coffee brews, or journaling one page, or reading a short devotional, or simply stepping outside for fresh air. It's not about doing something fancy. It's about sending a clear signal that I am in charge of my day. My mind belongs to me first. Here's a tip if this feels impossible. Don't aim for 30 minutes at first. Try 2, try 5. Put your phone on the other side of the room so you're not tempted. Replace that scroll with a glass of water, a stretch, or one intentional question like, how do I want to feel today? Because here's the thing. Those small, quiet choices in the first few minutes compound. They ripple into how you show up in meetings, how patient you are with your kids, how confident you feel making decisions. So let me challenge you. Tomorrow morning, give yourself the first 15 minutes. Just you, no phone, no inbox, no headlines, and notice how different the entire day feels. And I promise I will come back and talk about morning routines and share how my morning routine looks these days because I think it's been a couple of years since I've done an episode on morning routine. So we'll be back with that. But remember, it doesn't have to be fancy. The important thing is staying away from your phone, from scrolling, from getting into your inbox first thing in the morning. Because while you might think that checking your email is productive, really what you're doing is you're handing your mind, your energy, and your priorities to other people's agendas. Okay, habit number 2 is a gratitude practice. This is one of my favorite habits and one that it's so simple yet is so transformative. Now, you probably have heard people say you must be grateful or you have to be grateful or practice gratitude. What I've learned is that a specific gratitude is what makes the shift powerful. Instead of just writing, I'm grateful for my family or I'm grateful for my job, I take it deeper. I ask, what in the last 24 hours brought me moments of joy, of peace, of connection, things that I can be grateful for? It might be the smile from a stranger when I held the door. It might be the sunshine breaking through after a rainy morning on my drive. It can be my kids' laugh during dinner, a breakthrough I had in a work conversation. The simple, small, everyday things that we often miss are the ones that build this muscle the most. And here's why. Here's why it matters. Your brain is wired to scan for danger and problems. It's survival. But when you deliberately scan for what's good, you train your brain to see abundance instead of scarcity. And over time, you rewire your perspective. I'll be honest, when I first started, it felt cheesy. But then I noticed something. The days I did my gratitude practice, I was calmer, I was kinder, I was more grounded. And the more consistent I got, the more I began noticing the good in real time, not just when I sat down to write. This isn't just about feeling good. It's about resilience. Think about gratitude is like an armor against stress and comparison and negativity. It doesn't erase challenges, but it gives you a bigger lens so challenges don't swallow you. So here's a practice that you can try. This is one thing that I do as part of talking about morning routines, mine. I write down 3 to 5 things that I'm grateful from the last 24 hours. Keep it short, keep it as specific. Do it before bed or first thing in the morning. Bonus points if you share one with someone, like telling your partner or a friend or even a colleague that you're grateful about them. That multiplies the impact of the exercise. And remember, gratitude is not about ignoring what's hard. It's about making sure that the good has also a seat at the table. Habit number 3, setting daily intentions and non-negotiables. This one has been a game changer for me. Let me explain. Every morning, before diving into email or my task list, I ask myself 2 questions. Number 1, how do I want to show up today? And number 2, what are 3 things that really matter today that I must get done before the day is over? The first question, it's all about intention. It's not about tasks or outcomes. It's about who I want to be. Maybe it's patient and present, especially if I know my day is going to be full of meetings, or courageous if I have to make a difficult decision or have a difficult conversation on my calendar. Or maybe it's simply joyful, reminding myself not to take everything so seriously. Because here's the thing. You can get a lot done and still feel like you didn't live in alignment with who you want to be. Intention grounds your energy. It becomes your compass for the day. Then comes the 3 non-negotiables. Not 20, not 12, not 10, just 3. These are the things that if I complete them, I can close my laptop at the end of the day and say that was a successful day. What I love about this practice is how it cuts through the noise. There will always be more to do, but when you identify your top 3, you're telling yourself that these are the things that actually move the needle and everything else is secondary. For example, my 3 might be finalize a big presentation, It might be record this podcast episode. It might be connect with a friend that I've been meaning to check in on. They don't have to all be work related. But there's always, if it's Monday through Friday, there's always at least 2 that are work related for me. I'm going to be honest. But I want to inject something that is not work related because at the end of the day, I am one person. It's not like I can separate the professional version of me and the personal version of me, the mom, the wife, the friend, the sister. I am one person. So when I talk about 3 things, I'm talking 3 things overall in my life that today I'm going to make non-negotiable. So notice there is a mix of work and personal because success isn't just professional productivity. It's also about the relationships and the practices that matter most. Here's the reframe. Your to-do list will never end, but your energy will. So spend it wisely. Try this tomorrow. Write down your intention for the day and your 3 non-negotiables. Put them somewhere that you'll see them, like a sticky note, or make a phone reminder, or put it in whatever app you use to plan your day. And then let those things guide your choices, not the endless list of shoulds in your task list. It's simple habit, but it builds focus, it builds clarity, and at the end of the day, it helps you feel accomplished instead of depleted. Okay, moving on. Habit number 4 is a habit that completely shifted how I manage my energy, and that is to say one intentional no every day. Now, I want to be clear. I'm not talking about dramatic, life-altering no's. You don't need to storm into your boss's office and declare that you're done with half your workload. That's not what I'm talking about. What I mean is practice the small everyday no's, the quiet no's, the no's that add up. Maybe it's declining a social invite when you're exhausted and craving some rest. Maybe it's letting that not urgent email sit until tomorrow. Maybe it's saying no to adding one more quick favor on top of your already full plate. For years, I was the queen of yes. I wore busyness as a badge of honor. If someone asked, I said yes because I didn't want to disappoint, because I thought it made me a good leader, because honestly, it felt easier in the moment than setting a boundary. But here's the truth. Every cascading yes scattered my focus, erode my capacity, and left me running on fumes. And the cost was high. I was saying yes to everyone else, but no to myself. No to rest, no to my priorities, no to my peace. The shift for me was learning to pause and ask a simple question. Is this real yes for me? Does it align with my values? Do I actually have the energy and the bandwidth to give it my best? Or am I saying yes out of guilt or habit? If the answer isn't a wholehearted yes, then it's a no. And saying no kindly, calmly, unapologetically has been one of the most liberating skills that I've ever practiced. Here's a practice that you can try this week. Make it a goal to say one small intentional no each day. Decline for that extra Zoom or Teams meeting. Skip that project that doesn't really move the needle. Let that text thread wait. Just one no a day. That's it. Watch what happens when you do this. You'll notice your calendar starts to feel lighter. Your mind starts to feel calmer. And you'll see that every no you give to something unimportant is really a yes to the things that matter most: your energy, your values, your well-being. So here's your challenge. Practice one no this week. Protect your peace, one boundary at a time. Hey friend, quick pause because I've got something really exciting to share with you. Thrive is back. That's right. Thrive 2025 is happening this September 8th through the 12th, and you're officially invited. If you've been craving to boost your clarity, confidence and energy to finish the year strong, this is your moment. Thrive started as a way to celebrate my birthday during the pandemic, and now it's become a tradition. 5 days of powerful conversations, inspirations, and real tools to help you elevate every area of your life. That's our theme this year, elevate, because you're not here to play small. We've got an incredible lineup of speakers, and yes, I'll be teaching too, and you can join for just $1. Yes, $1 gives you live access to the 5 days, and we have other ticket options with replays and workbooks and VIP perks. So head to the link on the description of this podcast episode to grab your spot before it fills up. I can't wait to see you at Thrive 2025. Okay, moving on. Habit 5, it's absurdly simple but completely transformative. It's the 2-minute rule. If it takes less than 2 minutes, do it now. Because here's the truth. So much of our mental clutter doesn't come from the big projects. It comes from the dozens of little things we keep putting off. Answering the text, hanging up the coat, putting the dishes on the dishwasher, filling that one pager. What happens when we don't? They pile up. And then they just take up space on the counter. They take up space in our heads. The text you didn't answer, you think about it 10 times before you finally do it. That one email, it becomes this cloud that follows you around all day. I have a confession to make. I resisted this rule for years. I would tell myself, I'll do it later. But when I started tracking how much time I wasted delaying these 2-minute tasks, it was shocking. I was spending way more time avoiding them than what would I have taken me to do them. Sometimes I would even write them down on my to-do list. It probably took longer to write them on my to-do list or to delegate them than to actually get them done. So now I use this rule as a reset. If I see it and it will take me under 2 minutes, I just do it. And you'll be surprised how quickly those micro actions add up. Not only does it keep small things from becoming big messes, but it also builds momentum. It's like telling yourself, I'm the person who handles things. I follow through. That builds trust with yourself. So here's a practical tip. Today, note a thing that you've tempted to delay. And instead of apply the 2-minute rule, maybe it's sending that replay or whipping down the counter or actually logging your workout. Do it right then. These micro moments, they don't just clear your tasks, they clear your energy. And that free up energy, it fuels the bigger wins. Okay, habit number 6. This one is one of my favorites because it blends both practicality and self-care. The idea is simple, is every day do one act of kindness for your future self. That could look like laying out your clothes for the next day or prepping your lunch or snacks so you don't grab something random in the rush. Or it could be writing down your top 3 priorities so you wake up with clarity. Or it can be setting the coffee maker at night so it's ready when you get up. Even something as simple as tidying your space at the end of the day so tomorrow feels lighter. These things take minutes, but they create ripple effects. I can't tell you how many times my future self has signed with relief because my past self took 2 minutes to put my jean clothes out or to pack my water bottle. Suddenly, the excuses are gone and the barrier is lower. Here's the deeper truth. When you do this consistently, you're sending yourself a quiet but powerful message that says, I take care of me. I matter. Think about it. So many of us extend kindness to others without hesitation, but we rarely extend it to ourselves. This practice flips that. It's your becoming your own teammate. And over time, these tiny deposits compound into a life that feels more easeful, more intentional, and more supported. So here's your challenge. Tonight, before you go to bed, ask yourself, what is one small thing I can do that tomorrow me will be so glad I did? Do it daily and watch how your mornings transform. Not because you overhaul your whole routine, but because you honor your future self with small acts of kindness and love. And this brings us to the end. Habit number 7, before bed, brain dump. If you're someone who struggles to quiet your mind at night, this can be a game changer. Here's the thing. Most of us carry the whole day into bed with us. The unfinished tasks, the emails we didn't answer, the awkward conversation replaying in our heads. It's like trying to fall asleep with 100 open browser tabs running in the background. No wonder why we tossed and turned. That used to be me. I'd lied in bed exhausted but wide awake because my mind was busy making tomorrow to-do lists or worrying about something I couldn't control. Then I started doing a quick brain dump before bed. Here's how it works. You grab a notebook or a journal or even a scrap of paper and take 5 to 10 minutes to unload everything that is in your mind into that paper. No filter, no structure, just get it out. It might sound like this. Don't forget to send the report tomorrow. I need to buy snacks for my kids' game. I'll still annoyed about that meeting. I had an idea for a new project. It doesn't matter if it's trivial or important. Write it down. The act of transferring it out from your head onto paper signals to your brain you don't have to hold onto this anymore. I'll tell you, this one habit has made my evenings so much calmer. Instead of lying in bed planning tomorrow or overthinking today, I close my notebook and I let it go. My brain trusts that I capture it so I can actually rest. Because a lot of times, what keeps me awake is the worry that I will forget about the thing that I'm thinking of right now as I'm laying on bed. Sometimes I even add a second step. Once I dump the noise, I write down one thing I'm grateful for or one win from the day. That way, the last thought I put on paper is not stress, but it's appreciation. So here's your challenge for today. Tonight, before you go to bed, try a quick brain dump. Set a timer for 5 minutes and just unload everything into that piece of paper. And notice how much lighter you go to bed. Because when you clear the clutter from your head, you make room for rest. And a rested you is a more focused, more creative, and more grounded version of you tomorrow. So that's it. 7 simple habits that can transform your day. Let's recap. Number 1, first 30-minute phone free. Number 2, gratitude practice. Writing 3 to 5 things that you're grateful for from the last 24 hours. Number 3, set daily intentions and your 3 non-negotiables every morning. Decide how you're going to show up and what matters most. Number 4, 1 intentional no per day. Every yes is a no to something else. So protect your energy by practicing 1 small intentional no each day. Number 5, the 2-minute rule for those quick wins. If it takes less than 2 minutes, do it now. Number 6, do 1 thing that your future self will thank you for. And number 7, do a brain dump before you go to bed. Do you want the difference that these 7 simple habits can make? Focus on consistency, because consistency and not perfection is what builds momentum. So pick one and try it tomorrow. And please let me know which one resonates the most with you. And as always, if this episode sparks something in you, do me a favor and share it with a friend. And with that, I hope you have an amazing and intentional week ahead. And I can't wait to talk to you again next week here on the Leading Yourself podcast. Okay, my friend, that's all I've got for you today. But before you go, 2 quick reminders. Number 1, if we're not already friends on Instagram, let's get connected. You can find me as Leading Yourself Podcast. Number 2, make sure you're subscribed to the podcast so you never miss an episode. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am incredibly grateful that you're in this journey with me. I want to leave you with one last thought. I want to remind you that you're destined for more and that every step that you take brings you closer to becoming that best version of yourself. Embrace each day as a chance to learn, grow, and chase your dreams. The world needs you to shine brightly, so go out and show up fully and authentically. Take care, and I'll see you next time.